controversial topic here. I think this is going to be the one that's either going to make or break us, and probably a lot of people might agree, a lot of people might disagree. The hype that Fox brought to the return of Chase Elliott, was it justified or wasn't it? Because I've never seen a hype like that.
Of course, it has to be justified
for a return of a driver ever. Because I've seen Denny Hamlin get hurt, no hype. Kyle Busch get hurt, maybe a road to recovery. Kyle Busch was talked about a little bit. Definitely didn't see it for Alex Bowman. Didn't see it for a number of drivers. Why Chase Elliott? Okay, disclaimer here, not a Chase Elliott fan. I'm not a Chase Elliott fan whatsoever. Any driver that's NASCAR's most popular driver is automatically my least favorite driver on the circuit. Dale Jr., Chase Elliott now. Least popular, most popular driver, I cheer against the most. Did Fox hype it up too much?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have agree. Okay, so I'll say this. I have nothing against Chase Elliott. I'm not a fan. I have nothing against him. I don't hate the guy or anything like that. He is, but of course they're going to hype it up because he's NASCAR's most popular driver, blah, 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 this and that, of course, it was talked about for a while. Some people, I think there may have been comments out there from fans that say, well, I'm not going to watch racing until Chase Elliott comes back. And, it was talked about on some shows about, is Chase Elliott returning going to be what the ratings need? Like, okay, first of all, if you're not watching because your driver is quote unquote injured or however you want to put it, or he's just out, suspended, whatever, if you're not watching, then you're obviously not a fan of the sport to begin with.
Agreed.
Like, I don't understand why some people would think that, this is going to be a ratings boost because Chase Elliott's coming back. Oh my God, he's the most popular driver. Whatever. Yes, Fox played it up way too much. And it was annoying. My brother even texted me, said, boy, this is, he goes, man, is Chase Elliott coming back today or something? Or did I miss something? Like, that was him sarcastically saying they're talking about it way too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really hear them. Maybe I might have missed it, but I didn't really hear it talked about that much during the actual race broadcast itself. But I don't know, NASCAR. I think Fox just does this thing where I don't know if it's just Fox or if it's NASCAR in general, honestly, on this one. Now, I mean, I'll throw this out there real quick and I'll go back to it. I mean, like the whole Ross Chastain thing. I mean, Fox Sports was playing that up all weekend long. Oh my God, all weekend long. It was the Hail Melon. I'm like, oh my God. Like it was cool in theory at one time, but God almighty.
It was cool in theory, awesome in practice. Let it go. It's over.
Yeah, we're done. But I don't need to see it happening. I don't need you to show it to me during qualifying. I don't need to keep talking about it over and over again. It was a product that NASCAR created because it was a playoff thing. That's all it was. You would never ever seen it ever any other time whatsoever. I think Kyle Busch tried it one time at Darlington, not a big deal. Anyways, back to Chase Elliott. So yes, I feel like they hyped it up way too much. I kind of want to. Can I create controversy?
Create it, buddy.
All right, I'm going to create the controversy.
As your buddy Eric Bischoff would say, controversy creates cash.
I have to say this, and
say it.
I wanted.
We live in America, free speech.
I really wanted to try and back up my statement as to what I'm going to say because I know I'm probably gonna make a lot of people angry. And quite honestly, I don't care, because it's my opinion and I can say whatever I want.
You're an American.
And if people want to comment and be haters of the show, that's fine. Because guess what? That means you're watching our clips, obviously, and you're commenting, which means you're still visiting the page. So it's whatever. But here it goes.
Let's hear it, buddy.
Chase Elliott does not deserve a playoff waiver. I said it. There it is. I said it. You know what? I don't care because I feel good about it. You want to know why? You want to know why I think of it? Because of the way the system is worked these days. Because NASCAR decided to forego this thing before the season started where if you're going to get a waiver, you don't have to be in the top 30 in points anymore. So basically, Chase Elliott has to win one time, and guess what? He's in the playoffs. I don't agree with it. I don't, and somebody put it out there before of all the list of drivers that got playoff waivers. And there are things in there like, okay, so somebody missed one race because of COVID. That was something that we had to deal with.
Right.
Not a big, but there was other drivers like Denny Hamlin who got injured in an on-track accident. He got a playoff waiver. Kyle Busch got a playoff waiver when he broke his legs.
In the Xfinity Series.
Yes, an on-track accident, I get it, but he still, when he came back, he still had to be in the top 30 in points. Dude came back and just wipe the competition. He said, yeah, sure, I'll be in top 30 in points.
Right.
But now all of a sudden, I'm not trying to raise any conspiracy theories here or anything, but it just seems kind of convenient that, oh, well, we're going to forego before the season. We're going to forego you having to be in the top 30 in owner point and driver's points. And now that, we have this whole win and you're in thing, because when Kyle Busch got back, there was no win and you were in. You had to get back there. Oh, I think there might have been win and you were in. I can't remember. It was years and years ago. Right. It was like 2016 or something.
Yeah. It was early. It was a while ago.
But all of a sudden, there's this thing that, Chase Elliott is back. And
15, I believe.
All he has to do is win one race, and he's going to make the playoffs. I don't like that. It doesn't sit. Yeah, unless we get 16 other drivers that win, and then he's got to somehow figure out his way to get into the top 16.
Right, which is a far-fetched thing. I feel now that everybody's gotten used to the car. But I will let me put your mind at ease, Preston.
Okay.
When Chase Elliott got hurt, I was flying solo. I forget what episode number it was. I'll link it somewhere. In fact, I'll bring it up and I'll post a clip with this clip because it'll be in YouTube thing. I said, of course, Chase Elliott's going to get a waiver. He's NASCAR's most popular driver. There is no way that NASCAR will say, sorry, kid, broke your leg. You got to earn it. You got to be in the top 30 points, which, to your point, they got rid of it. But with this win and you're in system, of course he's going to find a way to win. Talladega's coming up here. He won there in the fall race. He can win at Talladega again. He's won at road courses. We got road courses coming up here between now and Daytona. We got Daytona coming up. There is plenty of opportunities for Chase Elliott to win. Of course he's going to win. Now, if you watch and listen to our friends, I say listen to our friends over there at the Blind Spotting at the Colorado Creek compound there, they're adamant that Chase Elliott doesn't deserve a waiver because of what he did in his extracurricular activities. If you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact quote, but they were pretty much in agreements with you and their agreements with me. Chase Elliott doesn't deserve a waiver because of something because he's NASCAR's most popular driver. He doesn't deserve that. Would they do the same thing to BJ McLeod? It wouldn't be the hype that Chase Elliott is.
And that's another thing too. It's how come we don't hype up other drivers in general? Someone brought up that good point. How come we're not hyping up? Somebody just brought up, how come we're not hyping up other drivers in general like this?
You want to know why, Preston?
Because he's NASCAR's most popular driver.
Speaking of Eric Bischoff, we're going to go to pro wrestling here. This isn't a pro wrestling podcast, but there is this thing called a push in pro wrestling. I know you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
There's a push. And either you have one shot to impress, and if you make it, great. If you don't, you get sent back to the back. BJ McLeod hasn't done anything to put his name on the radar except being BJ McLeod and being a driver owner. Ross Chastain put his name on the map way before the hell melon by being an aggressive driver. Chase Elliott didn't have to do much. Son of Bill Elliott. Oh, okay. Now, of course, if Charlie and Austin were here, they would say, hey, he's a good driver.
He's a good driver.
He's a good driver. Even in the late models, he did well. He's always had good sponsors. Yeah. He's always had the best equipment. To me, Chase Elliott doesn't deserve it. I'm with you, but Chase Elliott doesn't deserve a lot if you ask me.
I think I'll break it down like this. I think NASCAR needs to go and take a look at, I guess they just need to lay out this plan, or they need to figure out what the current layout is. I feel like if you're going to be involved in extracurricular activities, not per se motorsports first, just in general, if you get hurt, okay, well, a playoff waiver should be really certain exceptions. For something like this, I feel like it shouldn't. I don't think you should get. I hate to say it like that. I probably come off as being somebody like a stinge or somebody, just somebody that's being mean. But I mean, I just feel like that's how it should be. If you're going to take part in extracurricular activities, you're putting yourself at risk. And I know that there's some contracts out there where some teams don't want guys to do certain things. I think it should be that. I think it should be if you're going to race in other series that don't pertain to NASCAR, then you're putting yourself at risk. If you're going to race in like the Xfinity or truck race, I don't know. That's a gray area, I guess I could say. If it's within the 3 top series in NASCAR, okay, maybe. But if you're going to do extracurricular activities that don't involve racing, or if you're going to do racing that has nothing to do with the top 3 series in NASCAR, and you get injured, I'm sorry. That's just I just feel like that should be the name of the game. You know what? That just opens the door for somebody else to get a chance.
I agree.
And now he's back after 6 races, which good on him for the leg healing and everything. I'm not wishing bad upon Chase Elliott. I almost called him a kid because I'm pretty sure I'm almost the same age as he is at this point, and maybe he's a little younger than I am. But
right,
I'm not wishing anything bad upon him. I just don't think it's fair.
Nobody is, but I'm
I
with
just
you.
If NASCAR wants to come out and preach about things being fair, like the cars being almost alike and fair, which really and truly are kind of not. I mean, they might be a little bit closer than what it was in years past, but it's still not level competition. I don't think he deserves a waiver. That's just me. And of course, people are going to say, oh, all these other people got waivers, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's great. That's in years past. But I'm looking at the now and the way the system is set up.
Yep.
He doesn't have to do anything but win one time. The dude can go out on Sunday and win. And guess what? He's in the playoffs right away. And then guess what? The NASCAR and the Fox broadcasts are going to ride that high until Fox is off the air, whenever they're.
And then NBC will take the baton, man.
I don't think NBC will really take the baton.
No, they will. They will. And those fan bases at Talladega will cheer for him.
Oh,
and they'll be like, yay, Chase Elliott came back and won. Just like they did at the fall. I think I was the only one in the stands. Boo.
It's funny that you say also that we talk about how come they don't play up other drivers. I mean, Talladega came right out and said, hey, man, we got a cool tickets package for Chase Elliott coming back. You can get a grandstand ticket and something else and a Q&A with them for like $200. I don't see that happening for other drivers when they come back. They're just like, hey, we're going to take it and run with it. Chase Elliott's coming back. We know he's got a big fan base there. So
it's Talladega.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, you know what? Chase Elliott's coming back, to celebrate it. How come we don't celebrate anybody else coming back?
I agree, man. Okay. We could beat a dead horse on that. Anything else regarding that?
No. Hey, Ramblin About Racing Nation. You've made it this far. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get up-to-date notifications when we drop our latest videos here at Ramblin About Racing.